How's it going? What are you doing, Rob?
Drinking,
Oh
eating,
shit.
farting,
So,
pooping. No. why? Why start the show off that way, Jason? Why
because you
not?
were because I knew you were drinking, and I was like, well, let's just ask him something while he's
Plus,
drinking.
plus, I don't think we can start the show off that way once Mandos kicks in. So I got like a week left of
Yeah.
foolishness, you know.
Once Mando gets on, then it's like, no, Rob, this is a serious Star Wars show. Don't you know that? Don't you know that?
I do every now and then get some hate tweets from folks. Why are you ruining the show? I'm like, what a part of Mando can you for 9 minutes every fucking day before the show starts makes this serious. Like come on. Come on, folks.
I don't know, man. But then again, every now and then, you hear some speculation, and you're like, some people just don't catch on. But
It's true.
so we got bad news and good news. And here's the good news is at Cantina 2, this is a show that's going to be at Celebration afterwards, so this requires separate tickets. But you could go to, I think it's thisiscantina.com, and you can buy your tickets to that after for that show on Sunday of Celebration. Celebration goes until Monday this time because that's like a baking holiday or some weird British BS. I don't know.
You're making money off this?
No, I wish I was.
Why are you
But
promoting it? Like
well,
you should be doing shots with us on the Patreon
because
during
because
celebration.
it's actually a cool show.
Oh,
But check it out though.
cool.
Like Ash is gonna play there. Ash is a good band, so it's not like it's
Okay.
gonna be a bunch of shit bands or something like that. And I can't. I actually heard something about who else. I can't say who it's gonna be, and I haven't told you. So everybody's. I haven't told Rob. But when Rob finds out who it is, I would have told you before, but I just forgot. But when you find out who it is, you're gonna be like, "Fuck! I wish I was going." I'm not even kidding. You're a huge fan, and you're gonna be like, "Fuck! I wish I was."
All
going.
right.
But
All right. We'll see.
but look, Paul Blake, who played Greedo, is going to be there, and you can shoot first with Greedo, or you could let Greedo
So
shoot
weird.
first.
Last night, right before bedtime, I go on weird YouTube searches, just to clear my mind. And for some reason, I was watching clips
How to
from,
suck your own dick?
huh?
No.
Well,
Oh,
well, well. Unfortunately, Macho Man's brother passed away, and he actually could do that. Like Poffo, Lanny
and you know
Poffo.
what? I'm not sad for him because I think he lived his best
He used, to,
life.
he used to do it in the locker room just to go, he goes, check this out. And people would just be like, what the fuck is he doing? Yeah, it's true. Anyhow, what I was trying to say is I was watching clips from Phantom at the Paradise trying to figure out what the fuck they were smoking in the early 70s,
Yeah.
And Paul Williams, who wrote The Rainbow Connection. I mean, one of the greatest songs of all time, in my opinion. I don't
It's up
care
there.
if it's sung by a Muppet. Like, I'm just watching that Phantom of the Paradise going like, does Paul Williams always speak through smile? Like, he just has the weirdest. He has like the weirdest. He looks like cousin Oliver, Benjamin Button, right? Back like Benjamin Button went backwards and became cousin Oliver, like several years later. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you mentioned a Paul. Whatever.
Well, so okay, Darth Del Rio was DMing me a couple
Who
times.
who did email me like last month asking if I'd sell prints of our pics of like Santa and stuff like that. So I'm thinking maybe Jason will work that into like something you could do on the merch store, right? Help support the show.
Yeah, up to you guys. I'm cool with it as long as Santa's like, that's my likeness. What?
Those are my bodies.
Oh, copyright. I am Santa Claus. But
One tooth. One tooth. All right, that's enough. Too much.
so Darth Del Rio was asking about this, and I was sick the last couple of days. That's why we haven't done a show. But right before, Darth Del Rio is like, we're talking about it. He goes and he writes them, and he gets a response. I was like, okay, one person saying it, it's likely it's their customer service, but two customer service reps saying basically the same thing. I'm like,
Customer service.
that's the official word for now. So I'm going with it, is my point. And this is the message we got back when asked if Star Wars Celebration would be streaming on YouTube. Upon checking, online streaming of Star Wars Celebration Europe is not available in YouTube or any platform this year. Thank you. Have a good day. Please let us know if you have any further questions. I took out our names and their names and stuff like that.
Celebration's in England, right? In the
Yeah,
UK, right?
in London.
You think this is a Brexit thing?
Hmm.
You think? I
Yep,
wonder. I
it
wonder
has
if
to
it
be.
is. Has
It
to be,
has to be.
right?
No, I mean,
Let's
I
blame
don't.
Brexit.
I honestly, I don't know anything about the venue there. Like out here in California, when they do it at Celebration Anaheim, there's some rooms they can do it in, some they can't
Uh,
at the Anaheim Convention Center because it doesn't have like the right like hookups or whatever for the high speed streaming kind of like cameras and stuff. But when you get to like Comic Con, which is like the only fucking thing San Diego does at that size, they can't do it because don't have it at all in the Hall
shouldn't they
H.
just be? Shouldn't they just be streaming it on droids, and then they could also, you know, like make money off that? Like,
Hey,
shouldn't they be streaming? Don't you think Star Wars Celebration should be streamed by a droid? Let's
you
be
would
honest.
think. I mean, I'd be up for it. So that leaves us in a weird place because it means unless it's they change their mind, it means that like if they announce new Star Wars films, I hope they have a press release ready to go when that panel's happening because there's going to be people tweeting it out incorrectly, saying the wrong shit.
Look,
I mean,
I know it may seem I'm really pessimistic about the company of Lucasfilm.
yeah.
This predates Kathleen Kennedy. This is like up until like I was
Well,
a little kid, I didn't know any better. I
uh-huh.
would say about the special editions about the time I realized Lucasfilms ran a little wonky.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was like, all right, this place is a little weird. But even this, do you think George Lucas would announce a new movie at a convention and not have that streamed? Don't you think that's really
Well,
odd?
George Lucas was weird. So he's a weird one to put it on. But when it comes to like Lucasfilm today, it's sort of weird that that's happening at
Yeah,
Celebration and it
yeah.
wouldn't be streamed and it would be
I
behind
told him.
closed doors.
I told
Yeah,
him I'd
George.
film it. I told him I'd film it. They were
Yeah,
like, no,
you don't make these movies anymore, so you're kind of
no.
irrelevant to the conversation. In fact, I'm pretty sure Rob just said your name to bring you on, and that's the reason why he
Oh, yeah. I taught him that trick.
did
Sometimes I just talk about Lucas as well, and then I show up. Yeah, yeah,
George, I had a fever. I was down and out, but I ended up watching like a hour and a half long documentary on Howard the Duck while I was
Oh,
sick
oh
during the
wow.
middle of a fever. And
Yeah.
I left it convinced you had the original idea to do it, and then you just put it in everybody else's hands, and then disowned it when it wasn't successful. But if it had been successful, you would have said it was all you.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
how that played out.
Yeah. I was gonna blame Chet for that too, but it's too young. All right. Well,
I
since you
I
mentioned Down and Out,
I saw
I'm gonna go watch.
I saw a new video of you I never saw before too, George, of you with the band from Howard the
Yeah.
Duck, where you're
Hmm.
like posing with them, trying to look like you're like with the cool band in 86,
Yeah.
87. You
Yeah.
didn't pull
Well,
it off, dude.
I didn't
You
have the
didn't have
beard
it.
either. I was doing that beardless.
No, no, this
I
is
was
you
gonna
with the
wear
beard.
a. Oh,
This
well,
is
I
you
was
with
gonna
the
wear.
beard.
Well, I was gonna wear a bill. I just wanted to be part duck
This is
for a
like
year.
you beard, not quite fat yet, but
Oh,
not totally skinny either.
no, yeah,
You know, you started.
yeah. It's fascinating. Well, I'm gonna go watch Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
All right,
I'm in the mood for that. All right.
all right, man. See you later,
Yeah.
George Lucas.
All right. Peace out. Love you.
Bye. I love you too. But
Sometimes you ever accidentally say "I love you" on the phone to someone? Hasn't
yeah,
happened to me in a long time, but I said it
yeah,
once to like I don't know some dude, and he was like, "Love you too, bro." I was like, "Fair enough."
dude.
Quick.
When I was in high school, I had this girlfriend who would just like want to be told I loved her constantly. I just sit there playing video games and say I love you. Playing video games, she just talk, do it. Well, one day I'm having one of those days where she's doing that, and we hang up, and the phone rings, and it's my friend. He's all, "Hey, what are you doing?" Okay, I come over. I'm like, "Yeah, love you," because I was just so fucking in the pre-programmed mode.
When I worked at the toy store, like I was the best guy at answering the phone because I do it all super chipper, like the kind of person you get annoyed by. But I was the super nice employee because I was
Okay.
happy to work in a toy store, having worked Wendy's in a shithole for 6 months. You know, like I was so glad to be at a toy store.
Yeah.
But I did I did answer. Love you. Why
Love
did I
you.
do that? Like,
Where did that come from? Oh well,
Right.
it's what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, so whatever, man. Look, even if they don't stream it, you know they're gonna have some pre-recorded announcement. There's just no way.
I hope so. I mean,
There's
I hope.
just no way, dude. I mean, there is a way, and it's the pessimistic side of me going, "Oh, they would totally fucking do that," you know. But see, old Lucas would have put it behind the paywall of Star Wars Insider or something
No,
3 months after the announcement in Europe and not stream it. Like, to
no.
be honest.
To be fair, old Lucas, you can't make a real true thing from him because like you couldn't really live stream back then. Most of the celebrations
Well, he
were
had
Lucas
Shockwave.
yeah.
Art Bell was streaming. Like, Art Bell was streaming in '96, dude. What are you talking about? He had a Shockwave player. It was like 160 by like 36 pixels.
Well, like for as like it's for like like Lucas would just go and he couldn't keep his mouth shut, so he would be like telling People magazine, "Oh, making new Star Wars prequels." Like they would want to make it like an announcement, but he would just go and start opening his mouth, and he would spoil their own
He's
stuff.
trying to impress Diane Sawyer.
Fair enough.
I can't.
Then there's this little article I don't want to spend too much time on, but it links to it. The next Star Wars celebration will take place in 2025. So this is from Bestman Bulletin. Buried within a blog post on StarWars.com titled 5 Reasons to Go to Star Wars Celebration for the First Time, Lucasfilm revealed the following this year's convention. The next celebration will take place until sometime in 2025. So that pretty much means it's going to take place in a few months before the next movie comes out. Most likely. It'll probably be like around the time either of the trailer or the actual movie. And so kind of to be expected. Probably have it like around April or something like that again. And then the movie comes out in December. I would imagine it'll be something like that. So no celebration next year.
Well, unless World War III happens between now and then there won't be any celebration.
Yeah, then it doesn't even matter though.
Huh?
Celebration.
It'll only affect the liberals though, right, Jason? World War III.
I mean,
right? Like the rapture. It'll just the
You
Republicans and conservatives don't have to worry about that. That's not going to bother them.
Hey, I'm just saying we need a national divorce. That's all I'm saying.
The Party of Lincoln wants a national divorce. That's my favorite. That's the one I fucking love. Like I fucking hate these people so much. Fucking hate them, dude. All of them.
But I think both sides of the aisle can get together and say the Mandalorian needs to stop trying to dress like he's going to Coachella.
No, I'm going to tell you right now, man. That I appreciate. Like, I just wish they had the little track stripes, the Adidas stripes on the side too.
I mean, it looks like he fucking punched one of the Golden Girls and took her shirt and then drop kicked Tracy Gold from Growing Pains and took her pants.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah.
Poosh!
And then Favreau looks like he's trying to do stand up in 1990, like he's Jerry Seinfeld or something. With this outfit.
Every time I try to think of the Jerry Seinfeld's theme song, I just go right into the Night Court theme song. Like I can't. I don't know why. That's how it works.
I gotta say, I'm watching the new Night Court and it's trash. But you know what? It's just like the old Night Court.
Needs to be shot on shitty video with bad lighting. Yeah. The lighting's too good and it's too clear.
Yeah, but I mean,
sorry.
Doesn't.
Sorry.
I don't remember things with tracking lines. In my brains.
It could be worse though, Jason. They could all be shills and just wearing that like Mark Echo Star Wars gear just to shill it, where it's kind of like a Boba Fett jacket, but it just barely has some of the colors,
I had that stupid fucking Mark Echo Boba Fett one. They sent it to me, and it was like way too big. It looked like a dress on me. But like Brandon says, I think Pedro looks cool wearing that outfit. But then look at Pedro's. I mean, look at Brandon's hat.
I wish I looked as good as Pedro.
Brandon dresses cool, so he's like, you guys are dumb. That's fair.
I don't know, man. I appreciate people showing up to those events wearing what the fuck they want versus. I mean, like at the Oscars, fine or something formal, but fucking press junkets for the Mando, like go full Dennis Rodman, show up in a bridal gown and like I mean,
I'm
show up in the
gonna
Big Bird outfit. Like fuck it.
I'm gonna take it further. I'm gonna say if you're gonna go there, dress in all fucking silver like Freddie Mercury that glistens in like a Beskar outfit. Go fucking full out, or don't go at all. That's what I say. But
He should wear the Freddie Mercury, the yellow jacket and all that. That'd be dope.
oh, the Wembley,
And he
Stadium
shows up with
one?
the mic. He should, with the just every time does an interview, he talks through the mic with the little, the bar singing
Yeah.
out. Yeah, yeah. I like
Topic
it.
topic podcast says sad if true. Oh no, it's sad but true. Huh? Never mind. Never mind. Fake Metallica fan. All right, so this is from Bespin Bulletin, who's in the comments. So if there's a question, you can just ask him. Don't bother me. Jon Favreau and some cast members of The Mandalorian season 3 are in the midst of a promotional run for the new season, which releases in 6 days time exclusively on Disney Plus. Man, you got to give me some commas, bro. You got to give me some commas. Um, During this run, we've had interesting tidbits from the creator of The Mandalorian, one of which was him confirming that he's completed writing a 4th season. No shit, Favreau. Come on. Of the hit series. This tidbit from Favreau came as no surprise, as he'd revealed multiple times last year that was already writing the 4th chapter, and star of the series, Giancarlo Esposito, revealed even before The Mandalorian season 3 entered production that there were plans for a 3rd and 4th season, but outside of spin-offs, we've not heard any plans from the series creators that go beyond a 4th season, which has caused some fans to speculate if the 4th season of The Mandalorian would be its last, and now Jon Favreau has put speculation to bed. My friend, that is a run-on sentence, and you are killing me today. But sorry. I had to keep going, and I couldn't stop.
Thank you for being a fet.
friend.
A fet. A
Oh, a
fet.
fet. Thank you for being a fet. When speaking with Inside Total Film Podcast, the topic of The Mandalorian Season 4 was brought up due to comments by Favreau earlier this week. I don't know what that said above, by the way, either. I just fucking went for it and got lightheaded. Inside
You see the
Total
little white sparklies?
Inside Total Film.
those aren't stars, Jason. You're having a heart attack. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When speaking with Inside Total Film Podcast, the topic of Mandalorian Season 4 was brought up due to comments Favreau made earlier in the week. So Inside Total Film asked the mind behind The Mandalorian if we're now getting close to the end point of the series with the 4th season written and getting ready to enter production, and if he's got an ending in mind for the series, to which Jon Favreau responded with the following: "No, I don't. I think the beauty of this, The Mandalorian Season 3, is that it's a middle chapter of a larger story. And though we'll have resolution over time with these characters, I think that now how these characters fit into the larger scope and scale, but it's not like there's a finale we're building to that I have in mind. Quite the contrary. I'd love these stories to go on and on, so these characters could potentially be with us for a while. And I really love telling stories in their voice. And I love the way the adventures unfold, and I'm looking forward to doing much more." So it looks like we are in for at least another season. And honestly, like with the momentum behind the show that it's had, I really do think it would take like 3 disastrous seasons to fucking like get it canceled on Disney Plus at this point. Like I think it would take like season 3 being shit, season 4 not recovering, them going, you just need to end it. So I think we end up to a season 5 no matter what, even if it's bad. But I think it'll be good. Because I was talking today on Santa's show, and I was like, I think season 2 of The Mandalorian has huge high points, but I also think that it has that big band-aid of Luke Skywalker to like close it off and to make you just go, wow. But that's not like, that has diminishing returns for me. You know what I mean?
If he hadn't shown up,
yeah,
then you're stuck with like a real weak battle between those Dark Forces troopers and Giancarlo, like Gideon. Like it just wasn't very interesting. Like And this is like, I'm like, I can't tell if that was the writing or Peyton Reed's inability to direct any fucking thing. So like, and I've been critical about this way before Ant-Man 3 came out, folks. Don't fucking act like
Yeah,
that's something new around here. And I'm like, if you go look at some of the shots, like just shot designs on there's some very corny shit going on in there, and just missed opportunities and things you could have done that not. So yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, I just hope that, I don't know, there is something low budget and then not low budget about this series, right? And sometimes
yeah.
the writing, I think, like, it's like trying to write for sitcoms sometimes, even with the
Well,
fights, and
my point was that the writing, the problems are never in the spectacle. The writing, the problems are never in like the imagination. It's continually a structural issue. And when you get to season 2, it's not as bad, but it runs into that part where none of it actually culminated in anything. It was just a bunch of fun stuff, right? And then when you get to Book of Boba Fett, there is absolutely no fucking structure, and it's completely apparent at that point. I call it fucking Star Wars jazz. I mean, he's just throwing shit, throwing it out the wall, and just like letting it all out, right?
it's more like Star Wars Casio presets, where they're just
Casio,
playing.
yeah, ARP, the ARP keyboard. Just hold C, and then you got your.
You can make a gorilla song that way.
But anyways, but where I'm going with this is we know that this season has Mando going back to Mando. Everybody is everybody is disjointed, not together, and then we have him bring everybody together in his own way, in their own way, and then they end up uniting Mandalore and bringing a Mandalore back to the planet. So my point is, it seems like season 3 likely won't have a structural issue how the other last 2 Mando seasons really did it, if you consider Boba Fett one of them. So I think it's going to not have like a band-aid how that one did, and I think it's just going to be a good story. And if it doesn't work, it's just because it's just not good, not because it didn't just like take some easy out with like, in case of emergency, break glass, Luke Skywalker,
They just keep making 20-minute episodes. They could do this for 10 more years,
Yeah.
Like...
Well, and that was another thing. There was some reports that like the first episode's like 37 minutes long, and that's actually pretty par of the course for these shows. That's pretty much what they are.
I know, just people aren't happy with it.
Well, but it's like there are episodes of these shows that are closer to 45, 50 minutes, and they could be edited down more and made better by doing so. Like, I don't think that like a long plodding edit really does anybody any favors. Star Wars is faster, more intense. So you could probably, if you go true Star Wars form, you could probably do these in 25 minutes sometimes. I'm not saying I want that. I like it to be like I like it to be like I'm sitting down and I have my full hour of Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, Jason, the Clone Wars worked much better when they were 2 minutes long, right?
No.
Yeah, just you
out.
can do 2
Get
minute,
the
no,
fuck
2
out.
minute, 2
Get the
minute
fuck out.
episodes. That's all I'm saying.
Get
You're
the
right.
fuck out.
I agree with you.
Get
all right.
the fuck out.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go back and play some VR. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, fucking Rick McCallum, man. He needs to come out of retirement and become George's handler again. He needs to give.
Just walks him to the Mongolian barbecue and back. Orders for 2, and they're looking at Rick McCallum. Sure, you're already in for 2. Sure, you are. No, I really am.
What do you think?
He always looks like the O'Reilly gopher, like.
What do you think the chances are one day we're going to see Rick McCallum, and he's going to take out a fucking cowboy hat, like dust it off and put it on, and then we find out they've been Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni's been Rick McCallum the whole time. I mean, do the math, man. Do the math.
Drat's foiled again. Woo! You on to me. I'm gonna have to figure out a new disguise. All right,
bye. Bye. Okay.
I'll be streaming the whole time on my OnlyFans. You'll see me, Jason, during you come on, celebrate with me. Come on.
I know.
We're gonna dance on the ceiling. Don't you love that song? Dance on the ceiling.
I'm a $5 Filoni feet member. I get the $5 Filoni feet picks.
Okay. All right. We're gonna do that. All right, dancing on the ceiling, everybody. Bye.
So Fabric was going to say No, I don't. I think the beauty of this is the Mandalorian season 3, that is it's a middle chapter of a much larger story. And though we have resolution over time with these characters, I think that how these characters fit into the larger scope and scale, but it's not like there's a finale that I have in mind. So right here, this is kind of
Sometimes you
funny.
gotta not talk.
Yeah. No.
They're no, but you know that's fodder now.
Oh
You
no.
know these fucking
And
dudes.
what's funny is it's a quote that works both ways. People are like, oh my god, unlimited Mando, everything I've ever wanted. And then there's this other thing that's going like, I don't really got a plan, maybe. Not working towards anything.
Because the plan was give him off, get rid of Grogu, but the minute that thing took off, then it was like, well, we can't do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the plan was always about getting to the restoration of Mandalore, which is what they have here. And I mean,
Sure.
that's what before the show came out, before we even knew Baby Yoda was Baby Yoda. I was saying it was about a child and the restoration of Mandalore, and I do think the kid was always supposed to become one with him. I'm curious if that's true, but that always seemed to be in the cards. And but I gotta say, I don't know what's happened. I think whatever they're doing now is something that just like they just been greenlit or written a check for. Keep making the shows forever, and he's like, okay. But I'm glad because it means he's happy, and if he's happy, he must be creatively content, or the money's really.
He could be a little less content after his Mando or his Boba Fett season, like
unless he just thinks that's good.
Yeah, that's what I fear.
Yeah, yeah, but
we're gonna find out in a week.
Well, let's just think about 8 weeks until we know if all of a sudden we start getting like fucking.
No, I was pretty aware of the first episode of Boba, bro. Like
no, you were jizzing in your pants over.
I said mixed bag. It's got some goods, got some highs, but it wasn't the same as Mando. And then season 2 brought it back. I mean, sorry, episode 2 brought it back. But episode 3, I was like, oh no, let's go rewatch it. You'll see.
Anyway, Jon Favreau was later asked about the upcoming Ahsoka series, which led Rosario Dawson earlier this week revealed would probably release this fall. So that's right there is what makes me go, man, I don't know if we're getting Skeleton Crew this year. I mean,
they should charge people at Galaxy's Edge. They should charge them to come in and help with the visual effects since they don't got enough people. They should just go into a room with a computer. They can help paint the starships and move the rocks around in Unreal and shit, right? And then you pay for that experience. Like, why not?
Hey. The creator of The Mandalorian was asked if Ahsoka will be interwoven with Mando, with season 3 possibly setting up the Ahsoka series. Favreau responded claiming that he doesn't want either series to be completely interwoven, but characters could cross over due to the time period these stories take place and the locations used. They will affect the other. So that is the important takeaway. The shows affect one another, but it doesn't mean that like what's happening in this one is like happening from a different. It's not Back to the Future Part 2, you know, where you have like Marty here and like Marty sees himself doing that kind. It's not that kind of thing. Favreau added with Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew in post-production, he had an understanding of those series and where they're going. And when he was shaping The Mandalorian season 4 and had conversations with the creators of Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew during his writing process. So,
well, they all went to In-N-Out,
which is, I mean, and once again, he's kind of like the executive producer of all of these things. So of course he did, you know.
I know Filoni's an animal style guy. I'm pretty certain Favreau's an animal style, but is John Watts an animal style?
Except for every single time he goes there and they go, would you like any fries? And he goes, I had the doggy style fries. Oh, you mean animal style fries? Yeah, the doggy style fries.
Woof.
You know better. I know you know better too.
I like to let everyone order first. Right? Like, let's say you order animal style double with the shake. The next guy goes, I want 2 doubles with the shake. And then I go, I'll have it with no bun and a water. Like, just to make you all feel real fat. Like, and then I'll eat later on my own, you know, like I'll chow down. But I like to order the thing that makes everyone else feel
You'll fat shame us and guilt us, and then
what, but not directly, just through what I order.
oh,
Yes.
okay, okay,
Yeah. So
yeah.
you're looking at me having it watch me eat, healthier while you.
Mine is my In and Out order is crazy because what I do is I get it just what do you call it, like the version with no bun, like just like
Yep.
the LS wrap, but I'll get two instead of a hamburger because
So
I'd rather
you've
have
doubled your
two.
cholesterol, but you've lowered your carbs.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather have
You're
two.
better off with the
Yeah,
carb.
agree to disagree.
So
Yeah.
you put endless amounts of fat and cheese in your mouth, but you're worried about
Oh,
the carbs.
I don't ever do cheese. I don't. I always cut cheese out of everything.
You
I
got me
don't,
out of that one.
and I don't do the shakes either. I'll throw up. The shakes make me throw up.
Most shakes just have too much sugar in them.
Yeah, they just make me go. Bleh.
Yeah.
So, anyways, John Watts. John Watts. All right. Speaking briefly on Skeleton Crew, Favreau says he finds the series to be delightful, and he believes fans are really going to connect with the series. Praising co-creator of the series, John Watts, for his way of storytelling from the point of view of children and young adults, something he's found great success with in the past on the Marvel Studios and Sony produced Spider-Man trilogy starring Tom Holland and Zendaya, with Favreau adding that Skeleton Crew feels unique and it'll showcase what it's like for young people living in the Star Wars universe. And then all three live action.
Oh no, Jason, I could tell you, we got them all little GoPros. We're gonna see from their point of view the whole series, right? Some of them gonna be 3 feet, some of them gonna be 4 feet, some gonna be like 2 feet, 2.5 or so. Gonna be standing on his tippy toes the whole time, but it's gonna be great because you're gonna get to see everything from a different point of view.
That's amazing.
I know, I came up with that. All right, I gotta go. Bye. I'm gonna go eat a shake. I love shakes.
I hope he likes his doggy style fries.
I'm gonna get doggy style fries. Bye, everybody.
The Mandalorian.
What if that meant chili? What if doggy style is where they put chili on your fries? Right?
I wish they had chili. The Sundowners Club says, been reading MakingStarWars.net for years. Also, best of podcasts are great. Thanks, man. Or lady, or they, or them. I appreciate it. That's cool. John Favreau confirms Mandalorian Season 4 is in pre-production. Star Wars series Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew might have character crossovers. All right. Here we go.
Is it real pre-production or like they just play with Legos and like concept out ideas? Like
Well,
you have
no,
the big
that-
Lego room and
I mean,
they're like
that's what I'm kind of laughing at about this thing is because I know they're already building stuff for it.
oh, okay.
And he's all like Doug Chang is drawing. It's like, nah, Doug Chang done drawed because they couldn't be making stuff unless he already did that. You know what I mean?
Doug done drawed.
Doug done drawed. Though many quotes cannot be found online at this time, we'll have to take the word of a Twitter user who attended the event.
Hold on, I gotta
Cy-
address this.
Zacky.
I gotta address
Little
this.
Zachy.
Tommy's is disgusting, and you're all shameful for having ever eaten there, and it was way better than Tommy's. Out your fucking mind.
What?
It's disgusting.
I don't know, man. I think
I was I had to I didn't have to, but I had the opportunity to work with Paul Frank, the little monkey, the sock monkey character.
wait, you're calling this man a little monkey?
Yes. But I worked with him for like a week once on a project for Walmart with classic Marvel shit. Then went nowhere, but it was a fun time. And he took me to Tommy's. I'm like, what the fuck is it? This looked like someone vomited. He's like, they've been making it since the 30s, Rob. I'm like, looks like they made it in the 30s. This is like, you can't do that on television food, man. This is horrible. But he was this is 2007. At the time, he was driving a cop car, like a 94 Crown Vic, right? With all the paint off and a Decepticon logo put on the side. 2006, this was before the Transformers movie came out. Like he was rocking that.
I'm gonna say Tommy's. I don't get your hate. I don't understand it. I would fuck up some Tommy's right now. Lobo, you want to swing by with some Tommy's?
Wiener Schnitzel chili is better than Tommy's.
Oh, Wiener Schnitzel chili is fucking great. I don't even now you're sounding crazy to me. They can that shit now. You know that? You can buy it in a can for $5. If you go to Wiener Schnitzel, you can just be like, give me a can of chili.
The fact that you know that proves we're both fat. Like that you said that, and I was like, I might get some of that.
Oh yeah. No, it's good. Though many quotes cannot be found. Okay, so little Zachy shared that the Mandalorian creator reaffirmed that the fourth season of the series had already been written. Something blah blah blah. So this is kind of like what we already. This news arrives days after MakingStarWars.net reported that the Mandalorian season 4 is already in pre-production, and that the series was aiming to start filming this October. And the caveat to that is always somebody's going to think that they're coming in with an earlier date and they're going to say September, but it's always October. In addition to discussing The Mandalorian, Favreau also briefly spoke about 2 series he's been executive producing alongside with his writer partner Dave Filoni. Favreau confirmed that both series he's executive producing, Ashoka and Skeleton Crew, are still in post-production, which isn't a surprise, given Ahsoka only wrapped in November and Skeleton Crew last month. Favreau revealed that both Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew would take place during the same time period. And once again, though, like he's also confirmed that they all take place at the same time, like and that they're the same era, the same like
during the Disney afternoon special time. That's between
fair.
3 p.m. and 5 p.m. All the shows take place between.
This is before we had those direct quotes from the other one. So, and then in the past report from Making Star Wars, it was mentioned that Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew take place in either a new part of the galaxy we've not previously seen on screen before, or a new galaxy as a whole where the Force is viewed differently. So that's probably the important part. And then this right here, Rob, have you seen Green Book?
Have I watched it yet? No,
Green
I have
Book.
not. It's I enjoy both the actors. Looking forward to it. Just it's not that list of like I gotta watch it by myself because my wife will talk kind of thing. I love her, but she'll fucking talk the whole time. Is that true? Did that really happen? Yes, it's historical.
Are you an alpha male, bro? Because you just gotta say, "Shut up, bitch."
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I've been watching all these YouTube channels, and I've been just getting some like tips. And no, okay.
Well, Andrew Taint really worked out for him. His theories on women.
I like when people call his fans tater tots.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But I'm not gonna lie to you, folks. If I haven't seen a movie, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you I have. Right?
Really?
I think people do that too often, bro. They say like, "Have you seen that? Have you heard that?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I've heard that." And you're like, "What happened after this happened?" Blah blah blah. You know, I think they lie.
Yeah,
so I have not seen it.
To
be fair, there's one Miyazaki film, The Wind Rises, I haven't seen yet, just because I'm saving it for.
I saw it.
I know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just waiting.
Ask me what happens in the third act.
World War II? Like,
I don't know. I didn't really see it. I didn't really see that one yet. So.
Sometimes I hold off because I want to save those for the real,
the flavor.
Yeah, like when I know the nukes are coming in, I'll just put on the last Miyazaki film.
Chili sauce from Wiener Schnitzel and just put a straw in it and just guzzle it. Look at your wife like, what are you going to... Yeah, keep talking. I'm doing something.
The fact that I know what it tastes like, it's sad. I haven't had Wiener Schnitzel in a long time. I know.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the time I worked at Wendy's and we had a Wiener Schnitzel across the street? And they tasked me with changing the letters on the sign, right? And it wasn't my job, it was somebody else's, but the guy who was supposed to do it couldn't because 3 months prior or 6 months prior or whatever, he had robbed that Wiener Schnitzel and they had a restraining order on him, and it came like 20 feet into the Wendy's parking lot, so he couldn't legally go up to the sign to put the letters on the sign from the restraining order. Yeah. He was my friend. He was a good dude. The day I quit, he was like, "You quit?" He was working. I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm out of here. I'm going to go get my Nintendo 64. He's like, "Well, I fucking quit too," and just left. I'm like, "You need the job." I said, "Nah, fuck it."
At that point, dude. It sounds like it's kind of a complicated place to work.
You only have those jobs when you're young, you know?
So, okay. So let's pick on Bespin Bulletin because we love him. But
I
it
thought
says
that was Michael Keaton hiding from the Flash for a second there.
no, that's
The
fucking
photo.
Jude Law being a sneaky sneak.
It's got a little Michael Keaton eyes kind of thing going on.
Green
bit.
Book cinematographer boards Star Wars skeleton crew. Shouldn't it be boarded? I think he's already done it. I think it's done. I think it's done. Did. So
Did he get waterboarded like Sean Hannity and then cry like Sean Hannity did? It's a true story.
Man, I gotta say, what's going on in this poster though? Who sits like that?
Man,
All
they
right,
just
anyway.
don't make cars that match your apparel anymore. Like the 60s.
Like-
Crazy.
And now Miss Daisy's blowing me. That's what it looks like is going on in that picture. All
He's
right.
like, drop me to your why. I can't.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Pornhub, look it up. Sean Porter, the director of photography,
Going to hell.
on the critically acclaimed and Academy Award-winning Green Book, which stars Marshala Ali, Viggo Mortensen, and Linda Cardellini.
Mahershala Ali.
Cardellini
Mahershala Ali.
has
Great actor.
boarded Skeleton Crew, a live-action Star Wars series created by Spider-Man No Way Home director John Watts and Chaos Walking director Christopher Ford. If the cinematographer's updated IMDb profile can be believed.
If they've already shot it, he came on board a long time ago.
That's why I was picking on Bespin and saying boarded, not boards.
Right, because you don't hire a director of photography after they shoot a series.
Yeah.
Although, look, this production's weird enough, so
Yeah, like, you know what?
Stranger Things have happened, right?
We need to do all the photography in After Effects now somehow make it look better.
He's just running it through his Instagram filters. Which one do you want? Oh, you want a vignette?
There we
Got a
go.
vignette.
But yeah, so Sean Porter, the director of the critically acclaimed and Academy Award-winning Green Book. So and then IMDb. So anybody with IMDb Pro, I believe, can just change a listing and add somebody.
And anyone with an IMDb Pro is a fucking loser. So
A lot. Why are you so mad at them? No, but there's a lot of two things usually happen. One is it's right, and it was just added because they're done, and their agents or whoever runs their career updated their info,
Yep.
and it's legit. Or sometimes you'll see an actor who's a nobody who wants some heat, and they'll put like, "Oh, I'm playing an Ewok in The Force Awakens," and then everybody goes, "Oh my god, it says that Jeff Muggs is an Ewok in The Force Awakens," and then they're not, and nothing happens. But hey, they tried, and it's like, so that can happen. But this kind of thing, usually people aren't faking, DPs and stuff like that. Usually it's not how it's going. And also, don't Google DP. It means a whole different thing if outside of filmmaking. As mentioned, Porter was the cinematographer of the Oscar award-winning Green Book, a film directed by Peter Farrelly. Porter's most recent work saw him teaming up with Farrelly for the year's Apple TV movie, The Greatest Beer Run, which starred Zac Efron, Russell Crowe, and Bill Murray. Porter has also worked with Skeleton Crew director John Watts in the past, as he teamed up with Watts on the FX series The Old Man, which starred Jeff Bridges. It's likely the Old Man connection is what spurred the reteaming of Watts and Porter for another series. Porter's other last work includes the Scarlett Johansson-led Rough Night, 20th Century Woman, starring Annette Bening, blah, 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 bunch of names, Nicolas Cage. Porter will supposedly be helming 4 episodes of Skeleton Crew's 8, with the other 4 parts falling to David Klein.
If I had any gripe about this, is that the film tends to look like it's lit all over. And when they were saying like Amblin, I just accept they're more of a Greg Fraser kind of look, like something more smoke with colors, and I don't know, like
my hope for it. I agree with you on that. My hope for it is that like the season sort of like the 4 episodes with each person are like different locations. Therefore, you don't feel the in any kind of inconsistency, which could be the case.
Because the all over lighting in Book of Boba Fett was my biggest like gripe, next to the complete lack of dirtiness in Jabba's palace. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like it was just. So I don't know. I mean, he really uses real light, but this is being shot on a soundstage, if not the volume. So I don't know. I don't know. This sounds to me like they have a working relationship more than anything else. You know.
This I would say Skeleton Crew, for the record, had more exterior space than any of these productions shot in Southern California has ever had. With the exception of like Kenobi had that other place in Los Angeles, outside of Los Angeles, but even that I don't think was so huge. You know, where they filmed the outside stuff. You know, where for Vader first hunts Kenobi, and and the Boba cinematographer is on this too. Is that Klein? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, but he also did Mando season 3, which looks good. So it's hard to say with Klein. He's Kevin Smith's friend. He's the one who showed up on the show that one time, and I feel like his work has been hit or miss. Sometimes I'm like, that looks great, but he also did that Boba Fett episode where they shot out in the backyard on Mando.
Yeah.
Remember? Like, right. That's what I fear. Is that Mando season 2 Boba Fett episode look, right? Not the fight. The fight was dope, but the look of it was like $6 million man shot out in someone's backyard in Simi Valley, you know?
Yeah, it's a strange combination. It's a weird alchemy that makes these things look good or not. I mean, like look at like Deborah Chow and Kenobi as a director. And
I know I can't. That's why I can't with Star Wars. You just can't tell with Star Wars. George Lucas himself could direct some Star Wars. You're like, that's some dog shit.
it's the difference between Favreau really running the thing that Chow's on. That makes the big difference between those flat shots and because I think it's sort of that teamwork kind of thing. Like and just to be clear, when like in season 1 of Mando, I saw Jon Favreau directing fucking more than anybody. I wasn't there every day or anything like that, but I saw Jon Favreau literally directing. And then and like on the Deborah Chow days, he's there, he's laying everything out with her. And so it's more of a partnership. Jon Favreau has more to do with his shows than I think he takes credit for, because he doesn't need validation, I don't think. So I don't think he goes in hard for it. But
I just hope that there's some visual artistry to the look of the shows, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's what I appreciate about Andor and Mando. Some of the best Mando episodes, there's artistry to the look. When it's going to be like, we shot at basically Galaxy's Edge without a budget, like I'm like, I don't want to see that. You know?
Yeah,
not up for it.
Though it doesn't have a fixed release date, Disney and Lucasfilm are touting Skeleton Crew to release sometime this year. The series, led by Jude Law, will follow a group of kids lost in the galaxy attempting to find their way back home. The series was influenced by 80s Amblin films released by the production company within that decade, including Goonies, E.T., Back to the Future, Batteries Not Included, Gremlins, and The Land Before Time, to name a few. The series has been compared to the smash hit Netflix series Stranger Things. So, and it's like, yeah, and that one, the Stranger Things one is probably the most effective for modern audiences, but also I think the dumbest one, because it's like, you know, it's like fucking,
hey man,
it's like trying to describe like 70s music via the darkness. I love the darkness, don't get me wrong, but you don't go to the darkness, you know what I mean? Like you go to like,
I love Stranger Things. Although I'd say they describe Book of Boba Fett as the Godfather, and I'm like, there ain't nothing Godfather is. So I don't know when they say that. That's their line, but I don't know. We won't know until we watch it if there really is that feeling. Like,
yeah, I know. That's I'm watching 1923, the Yellowstone, like
too many dates
series
with your shows, Jason.
I know,
Can't keep track of it.
No, and it's good, but when you really get down to it, that's just doing The Godfather. It's really just, it's good. but it's just that one actually is The Godfather, and that's the one I don't really see people noticing. By the way, on a side note, I delved into some Yellowstone fucking YouTube, and I wanted to fucking put my fingers in my ears and rip out my eardrums. They don't know the word finale over there. They call it the final. In every fucking Yellowstone video, they just talk about the final, and they say it 30 or 40 times. I can't fucking get past it, so I'm out. Anyways, back to Star Wars. Um, Star Wars
Reese's Finales.
Beasties Monkeys. Star Wars Ahsoka will release this fall, says Rosario Dawson. I can't remember if we did this one or not. Did we do this one?
Well, we can do this one and then we gotta go. So we're almost at an hour.
We can do it again. The Mandalorian was I don't know if we did it, but we'll do it again.
No, I've never seen that photo.
Okay.
That's why I was laughing. I'm like, I love it.
Yeah, Ahsoka in the fall. Like what made me crack up is like he put her in a fucking park, like fucking park benches and shit back. Like he didn't just go for the thing; he went for the park.
It looks like the bench that Kermit the Frog sitting on when Columbo sits down next to him, tries to sell him a watch.
Man. Yeah, it's Star Wars in the park, you know.
Is this where Bespin gets chased by security guards?
All right, The Mandalorian was a global phenomenon. Now he's buying into their bullshit, catapulting its characters, namely, how is it said? Grogu? I believe it said Grogu, and Din Djarin into the public eye, with the series also receiving great commercial and critical success. As the second season rolled around, the series reintroduced some fan favorite characters, including Boba Fett and Ashoka Tano, with both receiving spin-off series. The Book of Boba Fett released its first season at the tail end of 2021 to commercial success, and with Ahsoka in post-production, I'm sure Lucasfilm and Disney are hoping to continue the success with the Mandoverse series. Hey, you're propagating this Mandoverse stuff. It's all one Star Wars, bro. Come on. Disney and Lucasfilm have remained tight-lipped on when fans can expect to see the Ahsoka series led by Rosario Dawson. I know, don't give us release dates or anything, Lucasfilm. Make it all cryptic. We love that. It's been confirmed publicly various times that the series would debut this year, along with the third season of The Mandalorian and John Watts' created series Skeleton Crew. Earlier this year, Disney released a brief trailer showcasing projects set to arrive on their streaming service, Disney Plus, this year. Ahsoka Tano herself, Rosario Dawson, revealed to The Today Show that the Ahsoka series will probably come out in the fall, and that her focus in the summer will be promoting the Disney movie The Haunted Mansion, which also stars Owen Wilson and Danny DeVito. Hey, why don't you write Owen Wilson and then write a bunch of movies like Wild Wild West? Was he in Wild Wild West? Owen Wilson? And Danny DeVito, Batman Returns. The Haunted Mansion Twins.
I knew you were going to do twins. I was waiting for the twins. I was waiting for it.
I was not going to do twins because I knew you knew I was going to do twins.
I would throw in Get Shorty because I love when he does he does like tough, and then he was like, "No, you fucking look like an idiot." Like, love that movie.
Ruthless People. The Haunted Mansion was initially slated to release on August 10th, but was pushed up to July 28th last week, with the trailer expected any day now. So,
more or less.
And then there's this whole thing that Ahsoka Lego sets are supposed to come out in September. So that's what seems to like make it like it's aligning with, shit's kind of lining up there. Like you wouldn't necessarily release Lego sets unless you had a reason. But that's what makes me question if we would get Skeleton Crew that close. I mean, we got 8 episodes, we got 2 months. So if it comes out the first week of September, then we got all of September, right? All of October, to take November off and then go right back into Star Wars. which they may do, but that would be really stupid on their part, because if I know they're doing, like, if they end up doing 2 Marvel and 2 Star Wars, a certain part of the demographic is going to leave Disney Plus. If you stagger them, then I'll probably sit through the next Marvel one and then go on to the next Star Wars one. But if I know I have like months without Star Wars, I'm gonna bounce.
Yeah, every other is the way to go.
Every other is the way to go. But they may not be doing it. And Bestman's not saying they are or they're not, just to be like clear. But that's where my head is at, where I'm like, okay, so Bestman clarifying for us.
It's perfectly stupid as fuck. I'm just gonna apply that to everything.
He says they're supposedly doing Loki after Secret Invasion.
It's purposely stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
See, works.
Yeah, if they do it that way, like I said, that lets me know I could get out of Disney Plus after Mando, and if they go Star Wars, because I'm down. I will watch those shows, but I don't need to watch them as they come out. I could wait until like I resubscribe and I'm getting my Star Wars fix, like in that month. That's when I'll hit those up that I miss. But there's some people, there's that overlap, right, of people who like Star Wars and Marvel, and it's perfect for them. It doesn't matter. But there's some people that Marvel people that don't watch Star Wars, and some Star Wars people that don't watch Marvel. So I disagree with that approach. But hey, I mean, a part of me is happy if it goes that way. Like, it's goes, two Star Wars things like in a row makes me happy personally. But if you're trying to, get back those 2 million subscribers that you lost because you didn't put any content out for a long time and you raise the price, don't know if that's the smartest way to do it. In my opinion, it's not. So, but I also think that they generally fucking suck for holding back the release dates the way that they do. We shouldn't be speculating about release dates. Like, give us the fucking release date. Like, figure your shit out.
Here's my theory on that, right? With movie theaters, they have to buy that space up 2 years at least in advance, right? Every movie studio has to arrange that with theaters. They have to block in the dates. But with streaming, if you say, hey, on February I'm going to get this, someone else can just a month before decide to release something else to fuck your shit up. You know what I mean? And it's very competitive out there. So, and I do think that House of Dragons, Rings of Power, and whatever Star Wars Kenobi show is going on, that did not help, a lot of people. Like that was a big issue at the time for eyeballs, times, and everything else. And
yeah,
how you hit the zeitgeist when everyone. How you supposed to hit the zeitgeist?
That was why they pushed Andor back. Remember?
Right, they pushed that back because
Yeah.
of all that shit. So like, I think holding the release dates back is to keep other streaming sites from just preemptively planning to counter program. Like, so, and that's it. I think they know. Obviously, they know that they're just not telling us, and the reason why they haven't. Now, it's kind of weird because licensing gets figured out a year in advance. So, if I was to argue with myself on this one, I'm like, well, the same Amazon knows when all the fucking toys are going to show up on Amazon, a year in advance, so they could figure it out themselves too. So, it could. I mean, the simplest answer Occam's razor says is because we're gonna keep it secret and tell everyone in a big fucking thing, like that kind of shit. So it's most likely that, but.
Well, Robert Sinclair, and thank you for being a channel member, and thank you for being a friend. For people who didn't see the Book of Boba Fett, we're going to have videos that catch people up on it.
It's called the Book of Boba Fett. It's on Disney Plus.
Well, and then like it's like cool, like that makes sense. But the other thing about it is, like, I've tweeted this out before. Book of Boba Fett had an insanely higher amount of views than the finale of Mando 2. So by their math, if it's correct, if it's accurate, more people actually watched Boba Fett. So more people saw what happened to Grogu than the fact that he even left, according to those numbers. Maybe not like in the elongated like viewing, staggered viewership or whatever. But my point is, it's really like a non-issue, like we were talking about before. It's not really a big issue in the big picture, but you do need to like show people or like remind them. And I'm curious if they're going to put it before or like put it on Disney Plus. They should probably just put that on Disney Plus, like a featurette that's like actually on Disney Plus that also promotes the show. That would make sense. But and then Bespin says, "Cool. People are stupid as fuck saying it's not fall because she said the word probably. Yeah, like she doesn't have her fucking schedule and has to work other commitments around. Yeah, what Bespin's getting at there is that like Rosario Dawson is a busy actor. She has to promote things. So they can't just call her up and go, hey, on Tuesday we want you to go and start promoting Ahsoka. She'll be like, sorry, I can't. I'm promoting Clerks 9 or whatever they have her doing at that time. So,
Kevin should just jump to Clerks 9.
You should
like,
just at this
like
point,
Leonard Part 6, just jump right to it,
But no, but that's that. So when she says something like that, it's probably she probably knows what she's talking about. She probably actually just wasn't really supposed to even go there and started to, in my opinion, sort of to like kind of wafer a little bit, not wafer, but yeah. So I think it will be in the fall, but the whole question is at what point, because if it's not super early fall, that means those shows like run right into each other. But then again, like maybe there's an actual like reason. Maybe there's something that really connects the shows, like maybe like the last thing that happens in Ahsoka is what leads the pirates to, what I mean? Maybe there's a reason that would make it fun to watch it back to back, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. In fact, I think the comments earlier in the show today from Favreau kind of make it seem like that's not the case. So, but it's a weird time. I guess it's always a weird time with Star Wars, though. Feels like this shit never really makes much sense. It's always like kind of hard to figure out and usually just kind of happens. But all right. Well, I think we did it, though. I think we got caught up on the week's news.
We did.
Mm-hmm. We did it. And like I said, that Star Wars Celebration stuff, that's from their customer service. So if that ends up being wrong, fucking their customer service is the ones who told us. Bestman Bolton said, Favreau said there could be character crossovers in those shows. So I think it's just going to be like Bill Burr showing up and beating the fuck out of those kids. Bill Burr's going to be like, war flashbacks. And he just starts going crazy on them, I'm not a stormtrooper. Maybe.
He just hits the button and gets them sucked out into space.
That's what it says. But I'm not surprised for them to slide it in with a couple of days left of the year to appease the shareholder. And then, Art Deco 78. It's all like, no streaming because of Brexit. What does that even mean? You would know if Brexit hadn't happened.
It means this piece of shit doesn't work.
Rural Farmer says, good stuff, Jason. This is going to drop in our audio this weekend. Yeah. The after every show, I start uploading it to the servers, and sometimes the upload on their part just takes forever. So because after it uploads, it doesn't let you could just go like, hey, upload and then publish. You have to upload then publish. It's so stupid. But I always try to get to it. So I'm going to upload it right after this, so you'll have the audio. And anybody who can't listen to or watch 2 hours of the show, you can get the show on Spotify, which has video and audio, and you can get it on Apple and all that stuff. I think it's on Stitcher too. It's supposed to be on Stitcher. But anyways, all right, Rob.
We should just do a podcast called Snitcher, where we just talk shit about what people are up to everyone, just to rat everyone out. Snitcher.
You know who ate 2 burgers with no bun? You know who did it? I know.
To save weight.
So you know who did it? Yeah.
Carbs bad.
Yeah.
All right. You could just eat that burger and a bowl of oatmeal just to get some fiber in too. You know, just go for your oatmeal burger.
Colon blow.
Nah,
So
that was
that's
a
what they
Saturday
call
Night Live bit. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, where it's like he sits on the bowl and it's like he's
I remember.
hitting it.
I remember.
It's Phil Hartman. He's so good.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know
Look it
why
up.
that's still up there. I don't know why.
Did the colon blow ad used to play like multiple times
Had to have.
like that, and the one with the beer commercial with Farley, where it's like they turn it around and they make it guys instead of like hot girls with the beer.
Yeah.
Just to like make homophobes go crazy. It was fucking hilarious though. It's so good. All right, everybody, we're gonna go now. We got shit to do, so we'll see everybody next week on Monday morning, or Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Maybe.
All right.
we'll
Maybe
see.
we'll do it a different time. Maybe we did it in noon this week.
We'll see.
Because, you know, we had to.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
see.
Say bye, Rob.
Yeah, whatever. Bye, Rob.
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
You know you should go.
Come on, let's go.
It's not about spaceships.